Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Whatever. Welcome back for some more Under Night. Okay. Who do we got left now? Orie, I guess. Sure. We've done almost everybody on the bottom except for like a few. We're still missing a couple on the top, but you know what? I said Orie. Let's just do her. Let's just get her over with. No, she's not bad at all. I'm just saying, like, let's just get this going. So she's one of the ones that I tend to have a idea of how you're supposed to play her, because you can multi-attack with that stand. You can send it out, and then you can also like do another button press with it. And depending on the button press and like depending on light, medium, or heavy, obviously will change its different attributes. So basically, if I did like down back light, it just pushes him away. Where if I did like down medium or down back medium, it would actually launch him. Which I assume that if I'm probably in a corner, it'd probably be more beneficial to actually be doing that in the corner. Orie also reminds me of Mitsuru from P4 Arena a lot because of the fact that she's like a fencer type. And that's what, you know, Mitsuru kind of uses back in P4. I have thought about doing P4, and I'm sure you guys can probably guess an idea of what the name would be. Because like the initial name of the series is Beating the Self, which is funny because in all technicality, Beating the Self would be very fitting for a game like Persona 4 Arena. Because of the whole, you know, the true self type thing. But I have thought about just instead of calling it that, I'd just call it Beating the Shadow. And maybe just for like a one-time thing, depending on how many characters have it or whatever, I could just do like shadow fights. But see, that kind of, because I'd have to play the shadow versions of those characters too at some point, right? Because if I'm doing every character, or I would do every character, or try to, I would initially love to do every character in these fighting games, but sometimes, depending on the fighting game in question, it really just depends on how much fun I can have. What the fuck's going on? How much fun I can truly have with the game in question. So, I thought about, like, what if I just fight the shadows, and then maybe, like, we can always just go back and do the shadow versions. But that's just kind of unfair, because the shadow versions have so much different stuff to them that it's just a completely different character at that point. It's not really a mirror match anymore. As much as I would love it to be that way, it just doesn't honestly feel like I fucked up. Yeah, I don't really know how to play Orie very well. I know her stand's very good, so I'll try to use that. It's got really good push block. God damn. Or, not push block, but you know what I mean. Really good knockback. Like, that was just insane right there. Even when she's doing perfect block, it just was able to still push her back far enough. Like a really good get off me tool. But then again, like I'm not the smartest, you know, Under Night player, so I can't really tell you just exactly how good these moves technically are, like frames or anything like that. I wonder, I just realized, I kept thinking, like, what am I gonna, if I ever do Idol Showdown, which could happen, I mean, you know, it's not like it can't. If I ever did Idol Showdown, beating the Oshi, beating the allegations. Well, it's HoloLive based, so there's usually none of those. There was a couple of times, like, you know, Rushia and stuff, but other than that, most of the HoloLive people seem to be genuine, good people. From what it always seems, like, I don't know them in real life, it just, you know, it just always seems like that's the case, so, I don't know. But either way, I'd say, like, maybe beating the Oshi or something like that would probably make more sense. But yeah, for Persona 4 Arena, beating the Self would be probably the better option of a title. But at the same time, beating the Shadow would also be cool too. Or I guess you could say beating the True Self. Yeah, there you go, yeah. Yeah, but I don't like the idea of having, like, a multi-named thing. I like Night, Illusion, you know, Self. I like that idea that it's just usually about, you know, one word. I'm going to take that. Because I don't know what she's going to be capable of doing right there. If anything. I'm surprised. Okay, I'm not really surprised that she didn't lift me up from that. Because she probably just was like, you know what, if I do another secondary stand attack, it's just going to lift you back up. And it'd be kind of pointless. Also, speaking of stands, JoJo would be cool. See, this is the thing, though. Like, I like shooter games, and I like fighting games. So it's like, it's perfect, you know, right now what I'm doing. I love fighting game stuff, so maybe I could do JoJo's Battle All-Star, or whatever it was called. Anyway, that's it for this. Orie is pretty cool. So, of course, as always, take care, everybody.